Battle through the heavens, Grand World. Chapter 101 Spirit Births. After withdrawing his soul from the storage ring, Xiaoyan's face was filled with joy. Although he had suffered the most painful soul torture this time, it was a blessing in disguise. He had unexpectedly found 3 precious drops of Key Source Soul. Teacher, the soul barrier that you casually set up almost took your disciple's life. Xiaoyan muttered in a low voice. Under the vast and ocean-like soul power of the former, his true monarch stage soul was like a drop of water, so inconspicuous. When he was fighting Rek, Xiaoyan had realized the importance of soul power to him, even if it was an ordinary peak of monarch spirit warrior. However, for an emperor who was at a higher level than him. This was because when a monarch spirit warrior advanced to the emperor realm, the damage dealt to them by a true monarch stage soul would be significantly reduced. This was because when ordinary cultivators advanced to the sovereign realm from the monarch spirit, they would experience a process of transformation in their soul, and their soul power would be greatly enhanced. However, at this level, only alien realm or stronger illusionary souls could make them feel fear. When he was fighting Lei Hu, the damage his soul attack dealt to the former was almost negligible. This was the difference in the strength of his soul. With this thing, my soul power should be able to advance a step further. Xiaoyan was overjoyed when he felt the powerful energy contained in the Key Source Soul Birth. To him, this thing was no less than a suitable monarch skill. When my soul energy recovers, I'll go to the Spirit Sky City's Alchemist Association to have a look. I haven't been concocting pills for so many days, and my hands are starting to itch. Xiaoyan, who was in a good mood, stretched his body. The pain in his body had been reduced by a lot. He walked out of the room. There were a dozen or so wooden houses in the courtyard. They were the residences of the Tuanji gang's members. Xiaoyan had seen many of them in the past few days. Most of them were emperors or fighting monarchs with relatively low strength. The reason for this was that many of them were unable to cultivate, resulting in their strength not being able to increase. Previously, Desolate Tian had heard Lu Wu's introduction. This black region was located in the north of Spirit Sky City. It was a place with relatively chaotic law and order. There were all kinds of fishes and dragons mixed in here. Many shameful things happened in Spirit Sky City, whether it was killing or robbing, or settling personal grudges. This was definitely the best place. Because of this, some of the major families in the city wanted to infiltrate this place and unify this place. They wanted to become the emperors of the underground regions of the Black region. However, the Spirit Sky City had ordered that the major powers in the city were not allowed to interfere in the matters of the Black region. Otherwise, they would be severely punished. The existence of the Black region was to resolve the internal conflicts of the Spirit Sky City. Although the darkness there was terrifying, it was necessary. If it was controlled by someone, it would be equivalent to handing over the dark side of the Spirit Sky City to the person who controlled everything. This situation was obviously not what the Spirit Sky City's city lord wanted to see. There were about 30 to 40 gangs in the Black Zone. They were of different sizes. There were hundreds of people in the big gangs and the small gangs. There were only a dozen of them. Although Du Ruoxi's Tuanji gang had 34 people, there were only 6 sovereign masters. Looks like your injuries are almost healed. You can walk now. While she was sighing, Du Ruoxi suddenly walked into the courtyard. Behind her was Lu Wu, who was in ecstasy. I used your 100,000 monarch crystals to buy some medicine pills that are beneficial to cultivation. Lu Wu is only a step away from becoming a 3-Dao sovereign master. If he takes the medicine pills, he should be able to advance in these 2 days. Du Ruoxi looked at the delighted Lu Wu and smiled. Then, she stretched out her hand and a jade bottle appeared in her hand. This is a Tier 2 medicine pill that I specially bought from the Alchemist Guild that is very effective in healing injuries. It should be beneficial to you. Xiaoyan laughed. What about my monarch crystal? That's in the group. As he spoke, he took the jade bottle from Du Ruoxi's hand and poured out one. It was crystal clear, round, and full in color. It emitted a faint pill fragrance. It can't be the tiger strength pill, right? Looking at the scarlet-red medicine pill in his hand, Xiaoyan suddenly said. Seeing Du Ruoxi nod her head, Xiaoyan smiled bitterly in his heart. When he was in the illusion realm, in order to get rid of the damage caused by the prestige power spell, besides refining the key recovery pill, it was this tiger strength pill. Although it was a tier 2 medicine pill, its effects were very ordinary. Xiao Yan immediately gave up after refining it. He did not expect that Du Ruoxi would spend monarch crystals to buy this again today. "Thank you, boss," he said with a smile and put away Du Ruoxi's good intentions. To him, the effect of the tiger strength pill could be said to be negligible, but Du Ruoxi's good intentions could not be refused. "Oh right, boss, can you prepare a quieter room for me? I want to take the medicine pill and adjust the injuries in my body." After putting away the tiger strength pill, Xiaoyan's expression changed as he spoke. Du Ruoxi thought for a while and nodded. "That's true, this courtyard is full of people and it is not suitable to take the medicine pill. Follow me to my room." When Lu Wu heard this, he smiled vulgarly and said, "Boss, if Bai Lufeng knows about it, I'm afraid it will be bad," he said with a meaningful look on his face. Du Ruoxi's face turned black when she heard him. She could not help but throw a punch at Lu Wu. She was a little flustered and said, "Don't tell me about that guy." After saying that, she left angrily. Xiao Yan asked curiously from behind, "Who is Bai Lufeng?" Lu Wu immediately perked up when he heard that. His small eyes sparkled as he quickly looked around. He whispered into Xiaoyan's ear, "Bai Lufeng is the second master of Martial Strength Hall, the second largest gang in Black Region. He has loved our boss for a long time. I can see that our boss is interested in that guy as well. However, as a woman, she is a little shy and embarrassed to say that. The two of them are like enemies, pinching each other whenever they see each other. Xiao Yan, hurry up. Don't listen to Lu Wu's nonsense." At this moment, Du Ruoxi, who was far away, suddenly shouted. When Lu Wu heard her, he helplessly curled his lips and left happily with the jade bottle in his hand. Xiao Yan did not dare to delay and hurriedly followed. "This is the place. It is quieter here. You should just stay here. Anyway, I have to go out and pick some herbs these few days." After arriving at a relatively quiet room, Du Ruoxi opened the door and said. When Xiao Yan entered the room, a unique scent of a female room rushed towards him. Compared to the smell in Lu Wu's room, the smell was much better. The room was simple and concise, and the items were arranged neatly, showing that the owner was experienced and capable. Not bad. Looking around at the remote areas, Xiao Yan smiled and said. Just not bad. In a place like Black Region that eats people without spitting out bones, having such a good room is already very impressive. Du Ruoxi said angrily and discontentedly. Black Region. Could it be that every city in Star Moon Spirit Domain has a Black Region? Xiao Yan sat on the chair and asked curiously. Du Ruoxi leaned against the door and thought for a while. I think so. After all, the law enforcement in Star Moon Spirit Domain is very strong and complicated. Black Region can release the dark side of people and also facilitate the stability of the city. Xiao Yan held his head with both hands and mumbled to himself. Although the words are not bad, but this Black Region has a need to exist. After Du Ruoxi left, Xiao Yan was not in a hurry to take out the key source spirit birth. He sat cross-legged and thoroughly checked the condition of his body. Xiao Yan frowned slightly. His injuries were even more severe than he had imagined. The injuries of the Xiao, and the huge amount of energy required to recover the monarch flame. When all three of them were combined, he did not know if 3 drops of key source spirit birth were enough. Taking a deep breath, Xiao Yan flipped his palm and the jade bottle containing the key source spirit birth appeared in his hand. How should I use this thing? He looked at the jade bottle in his hand. Xiao Yan scratched his head and did not have the slightest clue. After thinking for a while, Xiao Yan took out a large basin of clear water from the storage ring and tried to pour a drop of Qi Source Soul into it. The importance of Qi Source Soul birth, the words left behind by Elder Yi from the soul imprint on the jade bottle. Xiao Yan could deduce a thing or two about it. With Xiao Yan's knowledge and experience, he naturally wouldn't pour such a treasure into it all at once. Buzz. The moment the Qi Source Spirit Soul entered the water, the clear water in the wooden basin immediately began to boil. In the blink of an eye, it transformed into an extremely viscous green-colored liquid that emitted hot air. The hot air pounced onto Xiao Yan's body, immediately causing the pores on the latter's body to relax. Xiao Yan could not help but be overjoyed when he felt the waves of comfort that came from within his body. Immediately, he took off his clothes, wore a pair of shorts, and jumped into the basin. Chapter end. Hi guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.